Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome along to round 8 and the final round of the DTM Master Series from RRLeagues at Brands Hatch today. Close championship, close race in all series. And I'm really pleased to say that in the commentary box with me today, I've got one of the drivers who's finished on the podium 3 times this series. But for some reason, he's sat here with me this afternoon. Tom Cahonan, how you doing, Tom?
How are you doing? Very good, thank you. I'm very happy to join here and commentate with you. Great commentary, by the way, but that I've seen you in the past.
You're too kind. You're too kind. So hopefully Tom will bring some expert analysis to what we're watching today. And why aren't you racing, Tom? Any reason why? I know your position in the championship, the team position is pretty much sewn up, but Max can still overtake you in the championship today, I think.
Yeah, well, it was more or less some kind of motivation. I was also so focused on Scirocco, so in one way I was more or less just... and also, I was driving more or less all alone. I wanted to drive with a teammate who could probably have pushed me on both championships now, but I felt like in that case I wanted just to drive Scirocco, and then. So
nice little segue into what's happening in RRLeagues, the Scirocco Championship. That ends on Wednesday as well. The last round of that's been an amazing little championship. Great fun to drive.
Absolutely.
That finishes on Wednesday, so we've got commentary on that on Wednesday. And then next Sunday, we've got the final of the GT3 Masters from Donington Park. So all action and all the end of these championships coming up. So stay with us for that. Have you enjoyed the Sciroccos, Tom? They've been good to drive, good fun?
Absolutely, and I'm way. If I can talk also championship, I'm way higher than expected. So but yeah, very close racing, very fun, like many others have said also in our league. So yes, absolutely.
Yeah, as serious as the racing gets in our leagues, and the DTMs are a little bit more serious because they're a bit harder to drive than most of the other cars. But the Scirocco Championships, the cars are not quite as fragile, they're not quite as quick. Everyone's on the same setup, so it is literally door banging all the way. And although it's we're not ram racing, it is great fun to watch because if you have, there's already one of our streams I think we did from a Scirocco Championship. So if you are watching, hop along and look at that, and you'll just see what fun it is. Great fun to drive. Anyway, enough of that. We're just on to qualifying. The driver's just out to start 12 minutes of qualifying. In practice, no surprise to see Damien de Grasse up there with the quickest time of the day so far. What was a surprise though, well, not surprise, but what was a little bit of a rat in the cupboard was Dusan Magyar, second quickest time in practice, ahead of Damien de Grasse's teammate Radek Pavlicek. Both of those two fighting for the championship. So Dusan might just cause a little bit of an upset there, although, and we'll just put a championship standings up. You can see Damien de Grasse leading on 652 points from Radek on 558, so a massive lead for Damien, and something's going to have to go really wrong today for him to lose the championship. Radek's got to win, and Damien's basically not going to finish for anything like that to change. Ralph Rudder there in third, consistent from Ralph. Now you'll see Tom there in fourth with his 3 podiums. Still can be caught by Max after that's not surprising second place last time out, but it was a good race from Max, so plenty to play for there.
It will be interesting to see what Max can do. I mean, he has been, if I remember, in Silverstone he was actually putting pressure on Damien and the Vivid guys for a couple of laps there, so it will be interesting to see what he can do here.
Yeah. And then over on the team championship, you can see that's all sewn up well and truly. Radek and Damien, Vivid Racing miles out in front, but just behind that you've got Team 77. That's the Simon Fillingham and Ralph Rella car, just ahead of Paradigm Shift with Jack and Andre. I say just ahead, 780 points odd. So there's plenty of points on offer today, but that's quite a healthy lead. But Jack was racing around Brands Hatch yesterday in GT4s, a different championship, and to say he knows a circuit like the back of his hand is somewhat of an understatement, so expect a good performance from Jack today. Andre as well, no slouch at the moment, he's in good form. But then Simon and Ralph are also good quick drivers as well, so that should be something to watch. And there, Tom, your team in fourth there, 540 points, so you're safe there. But yeah, like you said, when you've got another person to drive with you, it must get a bit hard.
Yeah, tough, and yeah, it will be interesting to see now. Max has, I mean, 400. It will be probably. We can still be happy, you know. We were putting pressure a lot, you know, in the beginning of the season. Then Magnus sadly had to leave in the championship very early for some other stuff, and then my motivation started to go down. But I'm very happy to still
yeah,
see how it goes.
Magnus was my teammate in the GT3 Masters Series, so yeah, I know what you're going through.
No, he's a very, very, very funny guy. I mean, he's also Swedish, of course, so that's even better. But no, it's fantastic. He's a very good teammate. He's very fast, and sadly, he hasn't got the championship yet. So, but he deserves it. I mean, he's a good driver.
Yeah, some other names there who you might notice are not in the server just yet. Only 14 drivers in, which always tends to happen at the end of the championship when drivers just really realise they're not going to get anywhere in the championship and just drift away. But Fabian Guide can't make it tonight. He's poorly, so best wishes to Fabian. I hope he's okay. Nemanja stuck in traffic at the moment, so he can't get to his PC in time, so he might end up just joining right at the last minute. So keep an eye out for Nemanja. Always quick in these cars, so... Well, say always quick, always entertaining as well. You can always find the manual in a wall somewhere. Who else have we got? Peter Hindelmark, Shilim, neither of those guys can make it today. Sergio Rochoya and Simone Mora. Those two guys, after a very positive start in the championship, haven't joined us due to some internet issues they're having, so they've both dropped out. Clive Britton's here today. He's in the server, trying to drag Team Cleve up to not a 10th position, so
yeah, I was just jumping in and remember also all the streamers that are streaming their own races and stuff.
Yeah, indeed. Jack Camiletto will be streaming on his channel, so if you just search for Jack, J-A-K, well, you can see it on screen there, Jack Camiletto. And once you've watched his stream, go back to his race last night at Brands Hatch in the GT4 Championship. I promise you, you will not watch a better race than the one that Jack had last night. It was thoroughly entertaining to watch what was an enthralling race. So yeah, if you've got an hour and a half to spare, I thoroughly recommend that for you to watch. So here we go, Brands Hatch. Those of you that don't know it, why not? One of the famous tracks, famous tracks in the world, really. You can see here. Let's just take a lap. Let's find somebody who's on a lap. Here we go. Here's Radek. He's going up to Maggots. You can see, which is turn 2. We'll come down past turn 2 to Graham Hill Bend here, which is turn 3. Along the Cooper, not very straight. And you've got a difficult turning point for Surtees at turn 4. Always later than you think, and it just keeps turning and turning and turning. Get on the power as quickly as you can. Don't run out wide though onto the grass, you'll lose time over there. And then down.
Very easy to do.
Sorry, go on, Tom, mate. You know more about this
than
me.
Yeah, very easy to do that sometimes. You know, go out on the grass, and that's probably same here now in upcoming corners. And yeah, with gravel, very easy. That can hurt the tires a lot.
Yeah, the trick around this part of the circuit is to jump as many of these curbs as you can without taking too much curb, because it's so easy. Once you go on the grass, your car will turn around quicker than you know it. But you have to take those curbs to get a decent timing, really, don't you?
Absolutely, and yeah, I think I saw a little bit. It was taking maybe a bit too much curb in one there, which made the car jump a little bit. So, but yeah, I think in this track in general you need downforce. Maybe they need more wing. I'm not sure really but it's probably individual for sure about what wing you probably will have. But if I would be here, it would probably be a pretty high wing.
And what's the rules with the push to pass and DRS in qualifying? Do you get to use both of those on a lap?
Not on the first lap. We have push to pass and the DRS. That's what we're talking here. And yeah, but first lap, no push to pass or DRS. And then we have, but then next upcoming laps, unless you're a leader, then you if you're in the lead, maybe the whole race, you will never use DRS or push to pass, but with other cars you can do that.
And how does it work in qualifying? Do you get it all the time, or just on same as a race?
Qualifying all the time.
Right.
It's more or less the race where I'm not sure how much they have again, but it is somewhere half the race distance, half so many. They count it from the race distance, if I'm correct.
Gotcha.
Something like that. Yeah.
So 3 minutes to go. Radek out in front with a 1:13.7.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, that's quick from Radek. Damien de Grasse 3/10 behind him with a 14 flat. Bit of a gap then to Arella 14.6. Dusan Magyar 14.9. There's a lot more pace with Dusan's car, so we'll keep an eye on Dusan. He's currently in the pits at the moment, so not quite sure what's going on there.
And how long? Yeah, it maybe he wants to rest or something. I'm not sure, but how far does we have on the qualifying left? It's
3 minutes flat, so you can get out and still complete a lap, but he's going to have to be quick about it because, say, a lap's 1:15. He's going to need to get his tyres warm, so if he wants to start moving, he's going to have to do it fairly quickly. Radek's still out getting his iron, although it looks like he's aborted this lap, so he's just making a bit of a gap for himself. I think you can see the car's up ahead there.
Yeah, I have actually noticed that. The dirty air can be very important. Not just the dirty air, but we're talking about that you need the gap in the qualifying lap because it can be easy sometimes to lose grip. So, yeah.
Does it really affect the downforce then? Does it?
Yeah, exactly.
So on board with Radek up to Maggots. Stay on the inside curve as much as you. Sorry, Druids. Yeah, Maggots. Bloody hell, Druids. Too many English corners.
Maggots, isn't that in Silverstone?
Silverstone, yeah, that's it. The first of the Maggots and Beckett's, yeah. So you can see.
Then we have the coming corner. So. Yeah, not so much improving in the first. Maybe he can take more in the second sector here.
10th and a half into sector 1. Quick through there. Or just pulls it off the curve there. Take as much of this curve on the inside as you can, which he does. Might have lost a 10th or so there.
Yeah.
And again over this curve here. He runs wide. That's not quick, but we'll see. Yeah, 5/10. So no improvement here, unless he has a miraculous final sector.
No. Exactly.
Damien's in the pits, so this looks like it could be.
Maybe Damien is happy with P2 though. I mean, he has pretty much control. He just needs to be somewhere very good, top 10, I guess, if I'm correct in the points, and he will take the championship.
So Ralph Arella finds himself. I think that's at Jim Britton ahead. It is, yeah. So Ralph's going to get held up by Jim here, but the two of them have got about half a second in pace between the two of them. So Ralph might be able to use him as a slipstream. Like you said, you'll lose downforce through this part of the circuit as well.
Yeah, and I think they're at the time, or maybe I have been tricked before. Okay, now he's getting through, and now we see the results, but it's not quite over yet. The result table does go pretty.
Yeah, Ralph's still on his lap here, but I don't think he's going to improve.
No.
Yeah, an invalid lap there from Arella. So that is your final standings. Pole position there for Radek Pavlicek. Very quick lap, 1:13.7, 3/10 off Damien de Grasse in second with a 14 flat. Arella 14.6, Dusan Magyar in fourth with a 14.9. And then from there, Andre Bergsma ahead of Jim Britton, Max Haas, Jack Camiletto in 8th. He can go quicker than that, as can Simon Fillingham in 9th. Marcel Leckendan in 10th with Binnersley, Cassell, Rizov, and a couple of others who I couldn't see because they dropped off. So at this point, then, Tom, what are the drivers doing? I mean, I presume they'll know how much fuel they've got to go in the car, and they've got their setup right. But
yes, and then they have they need to, of course, take care of the 5 red lights. Of course, the false start. How do you say it in the
no
false
fault. You know, mate.
prevention.
You're our false start expert.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Probably is the Tom rule now, but yeah, it is the launch control, and they have to. They have a button, so they have to hold it. Otherwise, it's not only that you have to. That you have to hold it, you can also let it go, but this is the false start prevention, and you have to hold the button. And now we see the 5 red lights.
There they go, lights are on, being held for a while. There they go, they're off.
All right, there we go.
So Pavlicek leads away from De Grasse and Arella, who's going to go through the turn 1
Both side by
first.
side, but...
Radek's away, great start from Radek. Damien De Grasse in second, Arella just chasing around there in third, being pushed out by Dusan Magyar, but takes third. So Radek leads from De Grasse, Arella, Magyar, Bergsma, Camaletto. Oh, is that Camaletto? It is Jack Camaletto out.
Oh, it is. It is Jack Camaletto. Unlucky there. It is very tight sometimes at the start, and that's you never know. But I guess nobody has got the drive-through, right?
No, we're all clear. So yeah, Pavlicek leads from De Grasse, Arella, Bergsma, Magyar, Britton's up into 6th, from Fillingham in 7th, Cassell's up to 8th, Clive Britton up to 9th, Billingsley to 10th. Well, look at that, Nemanja Manojlovic just made it into the server in time. He's in 11th with literally no practice, no qualifying, so fair play. We'll watch out for Nemanja later. Marcel Lekens there in 12th, Rizov 13th, Jack Dan in 14th. And Max Hass is at the back there as well, so I'm not sure what happened to Max at the start.
That's a good question, but he was probably involved in some kind of incident.
I wonder if he's been waiting for Jack around the corner. Maybe had the incident with Jack.
Yeah, very sad. It's always
that's your championship place pretty much sealed then, isn't it now? That's it. Unless Max puts in a sterling race from now on, I think he's out of it now.
It's still a long race though, you never know.
It is, yeah. So the guys will have to stop during the race for tyres. At least once. I think once will be enough here, but we have seen 2 stops in the past.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Damien earlier, and yeah, the left front is probably it can be the worst tyre wear ever, did he say to me, so you never know. Oh, we have Ralph there actually joining there. And normally we see Vivid Racing pull away pretty quick, but now Ralph is holding on pretty good here. Yeah,
I mean the left front, you are going on that left front so often on this track.
Absolutely, and including a lot of other tracks we have had in the championship.
Yeah, all the left-hand corners are all fairly slow corners here, like just trying to think of onto the straight. It'll come to me. Surtees, that's it. That's a very long right-hander, but it's quite a slow right-hander, so the tyre doesn't really get much abuse. But the left-hand tyre is always scrabbling for grip around here. So yeah, and speaking of it, speaking of a very good guy who is very good at taking tyre wear, Ralph Arella. Is he 6-time champion, if I'm correct, or something? Yeah. He made, if you remember in the last race, he made his tyres go extra long. I don't know if he did him any favours, but he did manage to get 3 or 4 more laps out of his tyres than most of the other drivers. So we've got a yellow flag near the back.
Oh.
I think it's...
was it Cassell, maybe? I do recognise the green white now.
That's Rizov. Oh, there we go. It's Simon Fillingham. As Jack Camaletto just recovers past him.
Yeah. And he's Ralph's teammate also. We had a great battle in Suzuka. Actually, very, very fun race there. It was.
So Camaletto, Fillingham and Haas, 3 very quick drivers, miles out of position, with Nemanja as well, not far behind them. Those 4 will be having their own little race to keep themselves interested throughout the evening, but back up front, Pavlicek still leads, a second ahead of De Grasse, who's got Ralph Arella really, as you said, nippling at his rear bumper. Yeah,
he shows why he is a 6-time champion. Sometimes he can go and and put pressure on the leaders. Even if they have been dominating this season, Ralph can, if he has something that he really enjoys, then he can be very fast.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed with guys like yourself, Ralph, it doesn't matter what car you get thrown into, you always seem to be able to drive it very quickly. You know, Radek's obviously got his specialities, and I'm not saying he struggles with a couple of cars, but he's obviously very quick at this, and I know like the GT3 is probably not quite as much, but it just seems like with you, Ralph, Andre as well, Andre Bergsma, you can literally sit in any car and get a lot of pace out of it without too much of a problem. How do you do that?
Very good question. I'm not feeling that, to be fair, but yeah, you're too kind to me as well there. But no, but it's never easy.
You make it look easy. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but it is tough sometimes. For me, it depends almost on what track I'm in, maybe, and sometimes it is more or less the car in general. But sometimes I feel quick, sometimes I'm not. But yeah, I can probably it's how we do that. Yeah, we're
getting no trade secrets off, are we? That's Clive Britton in the wall there. Big accident for Clive.
Well, how we do it, it's hard to describe. We try to hold ourselves on the track, and then I try to turn as little as possible so I can save tires at some point. That's something that I always want to test sometimes, to see if I can go longer. But yeah. Very good question.
This is the battle for 11th, so we've got Camaletto, Fillingham and Haas. These three are fighting over 11th. Arella's just dropped back about a second or so behind De Grasse. I'll keep an eye on that fight for you. De Grasse about a second and a half. Pavlicek about a second and a half ahead of De Grasse. Bergs was down in fourth, a bit of a gap for 3 seconds to Arella. Jim Britton, Dusan Magyar, Cassell, Binnersley, Lecken, Rizov, and then this battle between Camaletto, Haas and Milojevic. And Clive Britton, after that accident, back in 15th on the recovery drive. So
yeah, and I guess we will also it would be interesting to have a look at Jim Britton also, if he will catch up to Andre Bergsma. So you never know when it comes to Jim Britton. He's also have done a lot of has a lot of championship in his belt. So yeah, keep an eye on him as well. I mean,
for those who don't know, Jim Britton is the creator of Crew Chief, one of the most important sim racing tools you can actually have when you're sim racing. Gives you all the information you get from the pit wall basically, and the spotter as well, just to keep you on track and aware of your surroundings. So we're very, very humbled to have Jim racing with us on a regular basis. So, but like you said, basically races virtually every car he can get his hands on. So
yeah, and when he have his chance, when he can also.
So that's Andre Bergsma just headed about a second and a half. But Radek at the moment, you can see him out in front, 2 seconds now ahead of De Grasse. A bit of a mistake there from De Grasse as they came out of Surtees. That's just around Arella to get onto, well, I say get onto the back. He's about half a second behind now, whereas it was a second. So
maybe he feels that I'm in his head now when I'm commentating.
Possibly. Perhaps he's listening to the stream while he's driving.
I remember that I was actually, I told him that I will be in the commentary, and but I remember that I was trying to put pressure on him at the beginning of the championship, and look where he is now.
Yeah. Those of you who watch RRLeagues streams quite regularly, you'll know that Tom and Ralph are literally brothers when they're driving around here. They're either up one of each other's arses. So, yeah, I'm sure Ralph needs Tom's comforting words in his ears right now. So, but he's doing all right. He's up to third, and keeping De Grasse very honest here is Ralph. So,
Yeah, it will be interesting later to the pit stops. I don't think Ralph will go for an overtake or so. I think he will try to save tires in one way and maybe wait for a mistake. I know he's very good at it. We talk about earlier races. I think GT3 race in the race room here. He was behind some people in Bathurst. I'm thinking about is one of the examples. He can wait for mistakes and. If he's not first.
So we saw your DRS open there, obviously along the straights that go out into the country, but I'm guessing they'll have it here as well. Will they use it here?
Maybe, but
yeah,
in that case, yes, exactly. And maybe on the start-finish break as well.
Can you use it straight away afterwards as well, can you? There's no cooldown or anything like that. Oh, there we go. You're right, he's using it again, so...
Yeah. I would have felt probably a little bit uncomfortable if it would have been DRS on the start-finish straight there, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not particularly straight, is it really?
No, it's a little bit downhill, so if you turn too much with the DRS, then you can probably spin. But yeah, Ralph now, he seems to put some pressure here even more.
So Pavlicek leads 2 seconds ahead of this battle between De Grasse and Arella. Big gap, 5 seconds then back to Bergsma, who's got, as you said, Jim Britton chasing him down.
Yes. Yeah, it starts to close in a little bit.
I bigged up Dusan Magyar before the race. He's 7 seconds behind Jim Britton.
Maybe he, yeah, and that's what I can probably describe a little bit. Maybe Magyar had a qualifying lap and Vivid Racing had the race pace at the practice.
Possibly.
That if I can talk from my experience, it was the same in Suzuka. No.
That's why we're paying you, Tom. You're not here for free of charge, mate. We're paying you just to give us your expertise.
Yeah, but no, it was in Suzuka, if I'm correct. It was... I was actually the fastest in practice there. But it was my qualifying lap, and it showed in the qualifying later that they were much faster than me, the Vivid Racing guys. And I got third, so I'm very happy with that. Oh, we have a battle here. Over to you, Martin.
Yeah, no, Rizov just ran wide there as they came out of the final corner. That allowed Max Haas to go through. Fillingham followed through, and then Jack Camaletto just making sure he got onto the back of these two as well, made sure he was through. So, some smoke in the background. I don't know where that was from. There's no yellow flags out, so...
No, probably a lock-up.
So you're on board with Jack Camaletto, Simon Fillingham ahead of him, Max Haas ahead of him, and then just in the distance, that's Rick Vinnersday. He's in 9th position. So that might have been a little lock-up from Rick there as they came out of the... Sorry, went up the hill.
And we have Nemanja in last place.
In fact, Nemanja is in the pits and out of the race. And yeah, that's what happens, unfortunately, when you don't get any practice in, I guess. Fair play to him for making the race, but you do need to put some hours in just to make sure you've got your setup. I mean, do these setups change much between circuits, or can you carry a setup through?
Well, it depends on... I'm not sure really, but for me, I was actually testing a little bit different compared... If we talk... I can, share with myself, if we talk the difference between Spa and Monza, then I was testing some different, but it's all individual, and it's always interesting to see. Sometimes I can probably have a more crazy setup than probably anybody could ask for, maybe.
Simon Finnegan there, just having a quick look down the inside of Max Haas as they went through Druids. Max closed the door on him, but very close between them two. Jack just sitting behind and waiting for something to happen. Up in front, Jim Britton has actually managed to make it past Andre Bergsma now. So Jim up to 4th. 8 seconds down the road is Ralph Arella, but we'll see if Jim can make any inroads on that. Andre slips down to 5th.
I do wonder what Jim can make for kind of pace now. I mean, he has experience, and he has also won. We have had many classic battles with Ralph. Oh!
Yeah, I was just watching that. Max Haas, Rick Binnersley, Simon Fillingham getting involved in it as well. And Simon, I don't know if he dropped a wheel onto the grass or what, but ended up pointing the wrong way and slammed into the barrier.
Yes. That was more or less what I was just reacting about. So, what were I talking about?
I'm not sure.
No, excellent.
So Simon continues on, probably with some damage, but
yeah, possibly.
He's now down in 13th position behind Rizov.
Oh, yeah, he was going a little bit wider there. Now, obviously, I don't think they have slowdowns in this race. So, slowdown penalties I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They don't have it in this race. It is in Scirocco, but here they have the drive-through, if I'm correct.
Yeah, you have to do a certain number of real aggressive cut tracks here, I think, to be able to get a penalty, which is possible at some of these corners out in the wilderness out here. I said you had to cut like that, cut a certain amount of the track to get a lap time, but especially up here at Sheen, you can cut too much of that and just end up getting yourself a warning, 3 warnings, and then you're going to drive through. So you've got to be very careful.
They are actually not that. I have to say that if I can about the warnings, they actually can. You can have so much warnings as you want. It is more or less about how many.
It's the time you gain, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more or less the timing. Nothing with the warnings to do. We have had I have seen plenty of drivers get warnings before. They have had more than 3 warnings. So it has nothing to do with the warnings, I'm afraid, from what I can see.
No, you're exactly right, because I've had a few warnings in my time, and you're right. It doesn't actually get you a drive-through. It just means you get an invalid lap time, which
even if
is irrelevant in a race. So.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, sorry. I think I was talking about. Were you talking about the rules, how the penalties can be?
Yeah, I was just saying, you're right. You can actually go off track and it just invalidates your lap, but during a race that's kind of irrelevant because your lap time is it doesn't need to be recorded. It's just how quickly you can go around the track. But it's only when you actually take a severe chunk of time out of a lap by cutting the track that will get you a penalty.
Yeah.
So Pavlicek leads. He is 2 seconds ahead of De Grasse. There's a bit of a gap back to Arella now of a second or so. Damien just putting out a bit of time on Ralph. You saw Britton overtake Bergsma. He's up to 4th from 5th. Magyar in 6th. Cassell 7th. Lecken 8th. Haas, Camaletto, Binnersley all fighting over 9th. Rizov down in 12th. Finlingham after his accident 13. And you saw Clive go backwards into the wall after going around at Graham Hill Bend, so he's down in 14th.
Yes, and now obviously I feel like it's a little bit of a breathing space at the moment in this battling at the top 3, but you never know. I from my experience when I raced with Damien before, he is very fast. I think he has improved his consistency lately. He has consistency when he has a car, when he drives a car that he enjoys, more or less. So sometimes he can be eager, but I don't think in these cars he has no reason to be eager, I think.
Sure.
He's the championship leader.
Yeah, I mean, second's good enough for him. I say all he basically needs to do is finish the race in the points, and he's got the championship. I mean, we're 20 minutes in now. That front left tyre, I'm guessing, we're starting to cook now. What will happen when that tyre gets too hot? Will they just lose grip at that corner, or?
Well, you can probably feel some understeer, and probably the braking points can feel different, and especially understeer from what I can see, and then obviously maybe you can feel some pressure, of course.
Sure. So the understeer, obviously, as they go around the corner, especially with those a right-handed corner out in the up in the forest up there, they're the ones where they're going to actually put wheels on the grass, and that's going to cause an issue for them.
Yeah, and you can
obviously
probably
a paddock hill bend as well coming around here. They're going to need as much grip as they can get around here.
Yeah. Yes. And we have also. You can probably feel the braking points will feel different, and yeah, that can be some kind that can feel that feels extra sometimes for me.
Does the engine brake more aggressively in these cars than a normal race car because of the power they're carrying?
Oh, that's a very good question, because they have it's. I will go back to that, but it's more or less. Yeah, the engine can feel a bit different, but it is more or less because of actually a setup. But that's something that I still, that me as a driver, that I really have to look at more at some point if I would drive this car again, because the engine can feel so different. It does actually feel like the engine is actually helping the braking a little bit.
Yeah, I just wondered, because I know you said about the brakes, but there's not really like any aggressive, apart from up the hill into Druids. There's no aggressive braking, really. I just wondered if the
who do we have here? Is it
Mr. Pavlicek
out
into the wall?
Oh, be careful there! Be careful there! Oh, I'm lucky that he
just didn't turn in. I don't know if that was something wrong with his equipment or what, but he just failed to turn in as he came into to Paddock Hill Bend. There was no, I'm saying looked like no attempt to turn, but he just virtually went straight on into the gravel and into the tyre barrier.
He's on the grass. He was actually on the little bit too wide. He was actually on the grass a little bit when it comes to, so yeah, and that's easily done sometimes when you really want the angle into turn 1 there. So yeah, very unlucky. And let's see how the car is. Does it turn anything?
So the front of it's pretty mangled, but it looks like it's turning okay-ish.
Maybe a small suspension damage.
Yeah.
Especially when you go into barrier like that, it's very easy to have it. Sometimes, for me personally, sometimes that probably sounds odd, but suspension damage can help a driver sometimes. But
I know exactly what you mean. I've driven cars that will obviously know he's got suspension damage. Drifts wide there onto the gravel. That's another few seconds lost. So I should imagine he's just trying to get this car around to a window where he can change its tyres and get the car repaired probably. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I've driven cars that have actually had a suspension knock, and all of a sudden it's especially as bizarrely around Nordschleife, I've had a knock in a car around there, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, hang on a minute, it rides the bumps so much better, and it takes curbs easier. Like, oh, okay then.
Yes. I'm watching 2 screens here. I'm actually watching a little bit later to see if I can go back, to that. I saw now that he was out on the gravel also now in the last corner. So Pavlicek. But speaking also about repairing, I'm not sure if he will. It depends on really how he feels the pace here, because sometimes if the pace can be good enough in his moment, then he will probably let it be, because suspension damage can take a long time to repair. I remember when I was actually in the F4. I think it was in Oskarsleben. I got suspension damage in race 2, and it took it should have taken 147 seconds, and that was not even worth it. So I decided to get it so I could keep going. Yeah, to repair. Yeah. So it depends on how the damage are really.
Yeah, in sprint races, it's not really worth getting the damage repaired. As you say, the easiest thing to do is keep it out of the wall in the first place. But a lot of the time, it is the case of living with the damage that you've got and making the best of it.
Yeah, and if I'm just talking also shortly about one other stuff, it was back in Hockenheim, race 2. My car was flipping over in the Porsche, and my suspension was too much, and
I remember. Yes, I remember.
Yes, but it was.
Was it turn 2? I think, wasn't it? That's up to.
Yeah, turn 2.
Yeah.
But it was. It was unlucky, and I got the massive suspension damage out of it, and that suspension damage was way too much.
Yeah.
And it was like maybe 4 laps to go or something, and I was thinking that I was gonna continue, but then I felt that it feels unsafe. It turns too much, and people will catch up. I can probably turn into them, so in that case, I had to that case I retired from that race.
Yeah. So after Radek's little incident, we now have obviously Damien de Grasse leading the race. There's Damien. Ralph Varela a second or so behind him, as he's been all race really. In second, Pavlicek now down to third, 6 seconds behind us with his damaged car. Clive Britton fourth. You saw him battling with Bergsma in fifth. Magyar sixth, Cassell seventh, Haas up to eighth, Camaletto ninth. Simon Finningham still recovering there in 10th. Rick Binnersley down to 11th. Rizov, Clive Britton, Marcel Lecken back of the field, and as I say, Nemanja out of the race early doors after a rushed drive home just to get in the car, and then no setup, no practice, never advisable, and within a 2 or 3 laps, unfortunately, he'd stacked it. So that's Nemanja out of the race.
Sometimes you don't need too much practice, but when you're talking about that, he has really rushed home and haven't really got any practice like that. Then, it's tough. Normally, if we talk about RRLeagues drivers that actually practicing, some people like to practice a lot. But if we're talking Ralph Varela, he actually doesn't practice that much. He can maybe do it 1 or 2 days before the race event. So, obviously he has got some practice, so he knows what to do. So. And in one way, I feel like I could probably try that. I was actually mentioning in the general chat earlier this week. I think I should try a 2 days rule, and we have pit stops coming up. Yeah,
Max Haas jumps into the pits, battling with Gerasimos Cassell. Obviously thought, okay, I'm being held up. Let's jump in and try an undercut. So Max is in for his tyre stop. Here
and how far are we into the race now? Yeah, sorry if I'm how far are we into the race? I'm not seeing completely here in the
28 minutes, so we're literally a couple of minutes off halfway.
Yeah.
So by the time he gets out, he'll have half the race left to go.
Yeah, and who do we have lapped car there? Is it Simon? No?
Could possibly be. No, Simon's at the back end of the thing.
No, there's Simon. It was someone else.
It was Marcel Lecken.
Yeah, and we had a great battle actually in the Dubai also, to be fair, but we can speak about that later.
Yeah.
For top 10. But
so, De Grasse and Arella. We'll just see if Ralph has managed to eke these tyres out. I'm guessing you want to go half and half, so now's the optimum time to get them changed. So don't be surprised to see.
Maybe long. Yeah, maybe longer if you want maybe fresher tires in the end. Also, it's it depends on how the situation is.
Yeah, I suppose it's how how much they've used the tyres. I mean, Damien's not really put. I mean, you can see how fast Radek was going at the start there.
Ralph. Yeah, Ralph close seems to in one way close. I was watching now in the other screen where you go later that Ralph some way still very close. Maybe he will try an undercut or something. Maybe later. Who knows?
We shall see. So Damien comes down here, and we'll just watch to see if he jumps in the pits. Damien's through, as is Ralph. They keep going. They're through.
Okay, in one way, then probably the tires looks pretty good to them in one way. Maybe they are somewhere about 30% left or something. It depends on maybe tire wear is better than we expected.
Oh, we just caught Radek there as he came out of Paddock Hill Bend, and another big accident for Radek as he comes out of there. I was just about to say the car can't be too bad because he's gone through not getting it repaired, but I think this time he's.
Now I wonder if he got a puncture. Maybe puncture or a massive suspension damage, or maybe suspension damage.
Yeah, he's finished that off well and proper. That's unfortunate for Radek. Great pace at the start of the race, but that one mistake has led to a few more mistakes, and that means his BMW is looking a lot less like a BMW than it did before. Very unlucky. I mean, when I see now that the car won't turn, maybe he has a left tire puncture, maybe. Yeah, it does sound as he turns. Yeah, I
turns
think you're
here.
right. I think he's got a puncture.
Yeah, very unlucky. Well, maybe we can move on, see what the other guy's doing now. Yeah, Damien's still in the lead, and he's coming to upcoming lap cars. I think it's Cassell. Yeah, Ralph in the pits. Okay, so it is an undercut indeed.
So Ralph's in, Damien's through.
Yeah,
Benesi gets a drive-through penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Yeah, that has been going on the whole championship. I'm not sure really what could cause that. It can possibly be that it is something weird with the pit limiter, or now I have seen recently that if you shifting in the pits from first to second, it can actually go higher than the limit. So I'm not sure if there's something that goes on there.
Okay. So even with the pit limiter engaged, it can still jump over it?
Yes. But yeah, that's an interesting... I have to check replays later at some point. Now obviously I'm not in the race, so I probably not see the replay, but if someone can maybe share a little bit more about what people are doing.
So DeGrasse goes through to start yet another lap. Arella's pit stops push him 35 seconds behind.
Yeah, and Bergsma keeps going also. In the second, yeah, obviously Bergsma hasn't pit either.
Yeah.
Maybe
in fact, it's just DeGrasse and Bergsma that haven't pitted so far. Arella, Britton, Magyar, Haas, Cassell, Lecken, all the other guys have all pitted now.
And Pavlacek got the drive-through also.
Yep. So the Redx day goes from bad to worse.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to say I'm suffering. It's obviously unlucky. He has shown very good pace, and yeah, I'm suffering with Radek right now.
I don't know many Polish swear words, but I'm sure I'm going to learn some.
Yeah, I'm not going to say it here though.
So DeGrasse leads, big gap to Arella, who has stopped. DeGrasse yet to come in for his tyre changes. Britton is in third, just ahead of Bergsma. Those two have been fighting over their position most of the race.
Maybe he wants fresher tyres as possible. I remember Spa. I was actually going a little bit longer just to get fresh tyres to see if I could have any chance against the Vivid Racing Boys. And obviously I got second in the race thanks to it is actually a little bit of a flashback when Radek actually also spun, so me and Magnus got the double podium.
So DeGrasse in the pits, Ralph's coming around now. We'll just see where they drop out. Damien's on the move.
Yeah, it will be close. And we have Radek also there. It really hurts me to see that. Oh, it's gonna be close.
Ralph through to take the lead.
Ralph in the lead. Yeah, then undercut is very effective. So yeah, but now Damien has a little bit fresher tires. How much fresher tires does Damien have now?
3 laps. Is it 3 laps?
Yeah, so 3-4 laps. So yeah, it will be interesting at the end if Damien can catch up.
So Ralph Arella, after his early pit stop, takes the undercut, makes it work. Steals the lead off Damien DeGrasse, so he's up to first. DeGrasse second, Jim Britton third, Bergsma behind him in fourth, Dusan Magyar fifth, Max Haas sixth. If you're wondering where Radek Pavlicek is, he's down in 11th place now after his instance. The car looks like a bit easier to drive though now, so obviously a new set of boots and he's back on his way again.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't have any engine damage, but that because that's something that the pits can't do anything about. It's the engine damage. But hopefully he doesn't have anything of that.
Well, he's in 11th, so I'm pretty much certain he doesn't really care anymore.
Yeah, no pressure. Now he will just want to go for it and see how it goes.
Camaletto and Marcel Lecken going at it.
Yeah, it's a great battle. Camaletto holding on. But yeah, slipstream is pretty effective on these cars. So you never know.
Oh, Lecken goes wide, that won't turn. Oh, just.
Yeah.
Slight mistake there from Marcel. That gives Jack half a second on him.
Yes. Oh, a little bit wide there as well, but he's still holding on.
Gets that DRS open. I think he was desperate to get DRS open to chase Jack down and forgot he had to turn the wheel.
Yeah, sorry if I'm laughing here. It's not always cool, but it's not always fun to maybe get to do mistakes. But yeah, it's more or less flashbacks from from what I can do sometimes.
Yeah, unfortunately, the problem we have in the commentary box, we don't sit to see the condition of these drivers' tyres. But sometimes they are making ridiculous mistakes. But until you actually see that their tyres are completely shot, it's difficult to make that assumption. So yeah, it's okay to laugh. I don't mind you laughing, mate. But yeah, it's just one of those things that we don't get to. Oh, there you go. Marcel running a little bit wide there as well.
No, I mean we have fun racing also and lot, and I think that hopefully they don't see any personal stuff if they hear my laugh. No.
They won't. That's why they've kicked me out racing now and stuck me behind a microphone. I can slag them off as much as I want now without worry.
No, but in all seriousness, it's easy for me to say, but it can still give some flashbacks. Probably what they can have. Possibly can have in tire wear. Now it will probably be easier now when they have lower. Yeah, we have to say it that they have lower fuel level, so which means that the tires can go a bit easier.
So Arella's still got 4 seconds on De Grasse. He's got a big chunk of time on Britain, and this battle between Britain and Bergsma for third.
He looks quick, and Bergsma, he's up into the gym here. Maybe a little bit fresher tires, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think he did stop
a little bit wide
after gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're all getting caught out by using DRS down that small straight. It's just giving them a little bit more pace, and they're obviously the more speed is just changing their braking area. That's why we've seen a couple of them run deep.
Yeah, sorry if I interrupt here.
Yeah,
that's interesting to say, because DRS can probably give a little bit, but it's actually still closer than before. If we can say, the straight line speed is closer, even if if we're talking between DRS and not having DRS. We can talk about the DTM 2016 car. DRS is more effective there. So but you still get more pace, but it's close there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, just look at this ground level camera, you can see just how much the track undulates. It looks fairly flat when you're watching it, but it does really dip up and down. And again, all those little cambers really do throw the car off as well.
Yes, and also in these cars, DRS, they don't have any time you don't have to be like 1 second behind or so. It is more or less you have amount of DRS and push to pass with these cars.
Yep, so you don't have to be within a certain time of the car in front. You can use it as and when you wish to.
Now, obviously, but now obviously Ralph in the lead, he will not have DRS.
So you don't get it if you're in the lead.
Exactly.
Ah, right, okay. So Ralph is struggling then with no DRS. But do you save those up for if you lose the lead? Do they become available to you later?
Yeah, yes, and in that case it will be available. I'm not sure if it will be at the same lap. I think I had it once when I was, but yeah, if not in the same lap, then lap after. So.
And you can only use it on every other lap. You can't just use it lap for lap for lap, I take it.
You can use it, but as long maybe on the lap, but next lap starts when you're in the lead, you can't use it.
Right. Okay.
But it's also very one way tricky to see if that's really correct that I'm saying. But but the point is that especially if you're starting a new lap in the lead, you will not have DRS.
Yeah.
Or push to pass.
So that just adds to Ralph Arella's performance here. Still 2.5 seconds ahead of De Grasse, but Damien is starting to catch him.
Yeah, Damien has closed in a little bit, but still not by much. Still far to go. So yeah.
So Damien's got the benefit of DRS, the benefit of 4 lap, or maybe even 5 lap younger tyres. But we do know that Ralph can make a set of tyres last a lot longer than most people. So I'm sure that won't affect Ralph too much, but it will give Damien a bit of an advantage over him just because he's got the fresher set of tyres. 15 minutes to go. This might be a slow burner, but it looks like when they come to the end of, they have about 5 minutes to go, but De Grasse will be right on the back of Arella.
Unless Ralph is pulling away, we have to wait and see.
So Arella leads from De Grasse, Jim Britton's in third from Bergs, where those two still close, a second between them. Nagyar's in fifth, Max Haas up to sixth now. Remember Max started all the way down, he's up to sixth now. Cassell seventh, Camaletto eighth. Simon Fillingham in ninth from Marcel Lecken. Pavlicek, after all of his woes and issues, remember he led the race for the first 20-25 minutes of the race, finds himself down in 11th with a battered car. Rizov 12th, Binnesley down to 3rd. In fact, it looks like Rick Binnesley's out of the race. Rick is out of the race. Clive Britton also in the pits and out. So we're just down to 12 runners now as we come to the end of the 2021 DTM series with RRLeagues. I was just about to say Ralph doesn't make mistakes, but slight one there from him onto the grass. Damien finds himself a second closer than he was at the end of the last lap. There you go, we've got it on camera. Ralph made a mistake.
you really want the proof?
Yeah, we need it. Every time one of the star drivers makes a mistake, like when we saw Kasprink make an error, Stoffmill make an error. The fact we've actually got it on camera is a real talking point.
Yeah,
because people
exactly.
People think they're machines, but we just prove every now and again they do make an error. Or maybe it's their program gone wrong slightly, I don't know, but every now and again there's a slight mistake. Ralph, one of the most consistent drivers out there, just dobs it onto the grass ever so slightly, but gives De Grasse about a second of an advantage now. So just well, you can see the gap between them now, just a second or so. I suppose now's the time as we come to the end of this series. If you're watching this video, remember to drop a like on the video for us and comment if you don't mind as well. Join us, I say, on Wednesday. We've got the Siroccos. Tom will be partaking in that and possibly going for the championship as well in that. And next Sunday, well, go on. Are you a championship contender?
Yeah, I mean P2, but it will be very tough. Kasprink is now pulling away, but it will be still an interesting final race. You know, it's Bathurst, very long, especially for these cars. So, it can. I would say like this. It can probably be better than I will expect because it's a very long track, you know, and the Siroccos is not the quickest ones. So probably I remember that I was staying in Porsche when we were driving in Silverstone, that it was probably a little bit boring combination, and it can be that maybe in the practice, but in the race you never know.
No, indeed.
Yeah, so yeah, it's interesting, but yeah.
So we've got that on Wednesday, so join us for that, and then on Sunday next week GT3 series wraps up. So again, pop along, we'll have a stream running for that one hopefully, so jump in for that one. Then we've got a bit of a break as RRLeagues goes into its spring recess before the summer season starts. We do have a leaderboard challenge. Come along to rrleagues.com, join in the leaderboard challenge. One running every month with race room prize points to be won every month. So come along, show us your best times, and maybe have some VRP coming your way. We've also got a race club event around the Nordschleife in the Siroccos coming in a few weeks time. So again, details of that on the website, so along to rrleagues.com and yeah, get involved in the community. So 11 minutes to go. Arella from De Grasse. Arella just gets it a bit squirrely there. The mistake's starting to creep in now as they come towards the last 10 minutes of the race.
Yeah, I can assure you, all the viewers, that remember, grab a pizza, whatever, maybe chips, whatever, because this is entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the battle for the lead. That's RRLeagues in front. This is DeGrasse.
And to make you happy also, Martin, you were talking about subscribing. Yes, I remember. I will also say it, subscribe it. I have already done it.
I didn't want to sound like a cheesy YouTuber saying subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, but you all know the score. You want to carry on watching stuff like this, and remember, most of our stuff that we put out are live feeds, so good idea is to ring that bell, and then whenever our feed goes live, you'll be able to join us, join in the chat, and have a good old evening's entertainment with us.
Absolutely, and we have a very close battle. Damien is catching up now. How will this happen?
A few unforced errors from Ralph Arella. Just allowed DeGrasse just to creep onto the back of him now, and these two are going to go at it for the next 10 minutes. DeGrasse virtually he has got the championship sewn up. Pavlicek down in 10th. DeGrasse is going to have some serious issues.
He's going for it. He's going for it. Sorry if I interrupt.
No, that's fine. They went through Hawthorne. A little look from DeGrasse. I'm not sure if it was a serious look, but it certainly made Ralph think, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's certainly to put pressure, definitely. And I was very afraid if Ralph was going to go into the grass there. He was very close.
And just behind them, the battle for third continues. These two have been at it all race. Jim Britton, Andre Bergsma. Bergsma was leading Jim Britton for some time. Britton overtook him, but Bergsma's keeping him very, very honest.
I have to say that. Our Bergsma has been very strong, to actually hold on still, even because Jim was catching up, and then many people will probably think that Jim was going to pull away, but Bergsma has been holding on. Very impressive.
So you've got this battle here for the lead, obviously. Jim Britton and Andre Bergsma battling. In fifth place, you've got this battle between Magyar and Haas. Haas climbing all over the back of Dusan as he tries to make up his way through the field. And just behind them, Radek recovering as he goes up the inside of Cassell.
He really tries to give room, and still side by side, but Radek is he holds on. But it's still he's still close. He decides to back off there.
So I'm pretty sure that car's carrying some damage there from Radek, but he's still getting some lap times out of it. Moves his way up to 9th position now.
What lap times has he got in?
Last lap was a 1:14.5. Sorry, that's his best lap was a 1:14.5. His last lap was invalid. 1:16 his last lap, and the leaders are doing 1:14.9s, so about a second a lap slower.
Yeah, so it's probably some damage there.
This is the battle between Bergsma and Britton.
Or maybe practice, or maybe some traffic.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten about the lead. DeGrasse and Arella still about half a second between the two of them. They're just going round. In fact, that's the lead they've got over this battle. You can see them just going down the straight now.
How far are we into the race now?
7 minutes left, so about 5 laps.
Yeah, something like that.
This and 5 more maybe, this and 4 more maybe.
Yeah, somewhere 6 maybe, 5-6 laps, something.
So DeGrasse with DRS. Look to use it as they come onto the straight. Is he going to deploy it now? Yep, there it goes. Just a little bit cautious opening that DRS up as they came round the first corner.
Yes, that was what I was talking about earlier, that if you turn too much with DRS, it's easy that you can lose the car.
Yeah.
But he's holding on.
Yeah, because the DRS literally just opens, so you lose that downforce straight away, don't you?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, absolutely. Also the dirty air can also be a little bit effective also, of course. a little bit. But yeah, it's it's incredible battle. I can't believe it. Oh,
So
and he
DeGrasse
goes
has
for it, but it's
another look this
closer.
time.
Oh.
Side by side they go. A little nudge for the two of them.
Oh. Oh, and then Damien, does he hold on? Oh, Ralph gets a little bit better, but...
Oh, that was close.
Simon
Oh,
wide.
DeGrasse runs
he's on the
wide.
grass! He's on the grass! And the Ralph is back!
Wow.
Ralph is back! How do you feel? How do you say about that, Martin?
Yeah, 5 minutes to go. Pointing out another 3, maybe 4 laps in. Can DeGrasse make this one stick this time? Doesn't look like we've got DRS for Damien this time.
Yeah, I wonder if DRS has been ended, if he is using all of his DRS.
Yeah, Ralph's showing none available this lap, so I think he might have used
Or maybe
his...
he's saving. Or maybe he's saving.
Or maybe he used it on the last lap, maybe, and that's why he can't... Oh, I'm not sure. Anyway, of course, Ralph's in lead. He can't use DRS, can he? Of course.
No. So surely he has some stuff if he wants to try.
Is he going to go again?
No, a little bit too far. What a race! Ladies and gentlemen, we have a battle for first place, and for once, Damien and it's not Damien and Radek, it's actually Damien and Ralph. Holy moly! I can't understand what's going on here.
And without taking anything away from these two, Jim Britt and Andre Bergser have been closer than those two have just been over the last lap, but obviously we stay with the lead cars, but these two having a battle royale as well. But here's the lead, 4 minutes to go. Arella from DeGrasse. Let's go back on board with Damien.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I
Wow.
can't agree more.
Sometimes you commentate, you don't know what to say because everything's happening on the screen. This is one of those moments. There's not really much I can say. You're watching the same pictures I am. Wow.
Yeah, but I'm more or less just waiting for you because I mean you are the master commentator. I think I'm just going to let the viewers
just watch this themselves because they don't need me to tell them what's happening. They can see it in front of them. Ralph Arella, Damien DeGrasse. Wow. Two of them really testing each other's strength and nerve.
Yeah.
1 minute 15 laps, so we'll have this one and 2 more. Sorry, this one and 2 more is what I meant to say. So 3 laps now to go.
Yeah, will Ralph hold on? I wouldn't be surprised if Ralph could hold on because I mean, people can probably think it will be, at some point Damien will go. Well, it's not that easy all the time. I have actually shown it a couple of times in ranked servers and also here in RRLeagues. If you never give up, you can still get your chance.
Yeah. Just watch out and just see if Damien uses DRS here. No, he doesn't. So Ralph gets a bit of a break on this lap.
It says that push to pass is 0 for him. Has he?
He must have used down the straight. He had it available down the Cooper straight, so he must have used it along that straight.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you have to also. It is. I forgot to also mention it. You have to. You can use DRS 3 times per lap, and push to pass 1 per lap.
Yeah. And you get one push to pass every lap, don't you? Is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So over the line they go. 1 minute 30, 2 laps of the track to go. Arella leads DeGrasse. Behind them, Jim Britton and Andre Bergsma. There's about 3 seconds between Bergsma and Britton now. So those two look like they've had their battle.
2 laps
Bergsma's given that.
Yeah, sorry.
Giving it up. So.
Yeah, and we have 2 laps to go. We have Ralph in the lead. We have Damien DeGrasse in second. We have Jim Britton third. Bergsma fourth. Max has in top 5, and we have Magyar, Camaletto, Fillingham, Pavlacek, Cassel, Risto, Löcken, who has a lot of cars have been lapped.
Yeah,
and then
Billingsley,
also,
Britton and Manojlovic, all 3 of those out of the race earlier on. Lap
Yes.
and a half to go. Degrassi time's running out. Oh! A little bit wide there.
And how many seconds we have? 20, something like that?
Yeah, 30 seconds. So they'll get one more lap after this.
Oh, come on, Ralph, hold on. I have to hold
will
it.
have DRS for the last lap, I believe.
Yeah. No offense to anybody on the drive, but David, you have won so many times, and you will get the championship. Let Ralph, please hold on.
This is the rear view from Ralph's car as Damien closes in. Up through Druids. Down the hill they come. Oh, Ralph just gets a bit screwy.
Oh, side by side.
Oh, they were coming together, but they're still going. Ralph just on the power. His tyres are screaming. Just lost grip, unfortunately, as they came.
Oh, some smoke.
Don't know who that was from, but that's a big one.
Oh, there we have it.
I
saw
Simon Fillingham, I think, having an accident by himself.
But Damien takes it on the last lap. Incredible. But will Ralph answer? I'm not sure about that.
How close was that to going off? De Grasse really pushing still. Wow.
Holy moly. But yeah.
Ralph still thinking he's might have this. Oh, no, run a little bit wide there. The win, I think, is going to go. What a race that was. So Damien De Grasse, he comes around the final corner. Wow. Damien De Grasse takes the win and the championship. Congratulations, Damien. What a performance from him. What a performance from Ralph Arella there in second.
Yeah, can I applaud as the commentator?
Of course.
What a fantastic ending. And how is it going in the third?
Oh yeah, let's have a look. Third place. Jim Britton just ahead of Andre Bergsma, as it's been most of the race. Those two keeping each other honest all the way through the race. But it looks like Jim Britton's going to get the third step on the podium from Andre Bergsma. Max Haas just ahead of Dusan Magyar. That's not Magyar in the green and white car. Magyar's the one behind that. So Max comes home for 5th. I said he might niche a position there from you, Tom, you know. A lot of points for 5th place, I think.
Absolutely, and from his beginning, he was taking out Jack Camaletto and let him go back.
he was last at one stage, wasn't he? Of course.
Yeah.
So good race from Max there to crawl back up to 5th. Jack comes home in 7th. He's just about to cross the line now. That's Simon Fillingham in 8th.
Okay, he's still in 8th, even though we have seen him spin a couple of times.
And Radek back there with that very poorly car in 9th.
Yep, he has been lapped, so his race is over there. And yeah.
I see Damien's in the commentary box, but his mic's not turned on. But when it is turned on, he's going to come and say hello to us, I think.
I should be here.
Damien! Congratulations, mate!
Oh. Yeah, thanks. It's hard
I have to say, the two of us watching that were absolutely enthralled. What a race that was!
Well, you got value for money then. Yeah, that was. I really hope I think I was good on that pass. I used my push to pass when I saw the mistake, so I hope I got enough space. So. All
right.
Yeah, that was my last only chance. So, yeah, that was a hell of a race. I don't really know what happened. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Martin, can I use that question? How do you feel? Damien, how do you feel for the championship? How does it feel?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, it's what I wanted. I love the car so much. I had a lot of pressure on myself. I had to always perform, and I've done what I wanted to do. So it's been great. Shame about Radek. So I was hoping he'd be there at the end.
Well, I'm not quite sure what happened. Most of it.
Most of it, yeah.
That arrow as he went into Paddock Hill Bend, I think Tom was saying he's got his left-hand tyres on the gravel and just went
On
straight
the
on
drop.
into the barrier.
Oh wow! So it's probably so that's why he didn't recover at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Shame. Yeah.
So he had some damage on the left hand side of the car, and that just hurt him then for the rest of the race. Really.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Oh well. Shame about that. But I was at the first stint. I was taking it really easy, saving tires so I could push a little further. Not that in these cars, to be honest, it's better to pit early. It seems every time. But yeah, I just tried to save tires so I could push at the end, and I didn't expect that much of a fight. So congrats to Ralph for being really so on pace. That was really impressive.
Yeah, it was. I have to say, you've been a class above most people in this championship, but to see Clive pushing you there was it was great to watch, I have to admit.
Oh, my teammates here.
Yeah, it was incredible to see. I mean, obviously I have some flashbacks from the season, and obviously I didn't finish this season because it was more or less because I didn't have a teammate, and my motivation was not that good, at Dubai and so on, and I was so focused on Scirocco. So, but it has still been a fantastic championship. I remember the beginning when my teammate was there, and I remember Spa, and also a lot of other stuff. But yeah, very congratulations, Damien. I mean, very deserved.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, that race was just.
The voice of Radek. Radek, what happened, man? You were leading by.
I'm just stupid, and that's it. This time it's all on me. I just took too much to the left during the druids. Oh, I hope I don't embarrass myself right now. First turn, paddock bend,
hill bend, yeah.
Paddock hill bend, yeah. So yeah, ended up in the barrier. Then second time I went a bit too wide last turn. And in the end, I just asked too much from the left front tire, and it just broke.
You got a puncture.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw you struggling around. We weren't sure if it was a puncture or not. So it looked horrible, to be fair.
Yeah. No, sorry. Keep going.
Yeah, I kind of have a pretty bad luck recently, but at least this time nothing that I can blame on the external. Factors. It's just completely on me.
Well, for 20 minutes, you were you were so quick at the blocks from pole straight out the race. 20 minutes. I honestly thought you had it wrapped up, and then I've got to be because you literally went straight on at that first corner. I thought you'd had a hardware failure again. I thought something had gone on with your steering wheel, or you'd had a disconnect. But it was literally you just got dirty tires.
Yeah, I was afraid whole weekend. Basically, that it could happen that my wheel once again fails. I don't know even if it's wheel or what it is actually. I replugged it to the different USB port. We'll see in the following races if it will persist or not. But yeah, it's pretty disappointing. But I think I managed to hold Ralph behind me. So in the end, got lucky here.
Yeah, I mean, great performance, and even with a battered car, you still managed to pull some lap times out there at the end. So, which I should imagine when you've got nothing really to race for, must be quite disconcerting. But you still had some real pace in that car at the end as well. So, what could have been?
But to be honest, just before the season started, I was not expecting to be even on a podium in the end. Or even finish on a podium in the race. Although I said I'm gonna try hard this season. So yeah, in the end, the final result is way above expectations. And given that this was last race and I was still in theoretical contention for the championship, yeah, it's still pretty amazing.
Yeah, I was just about to say that the fact that you went into the last race and still had a chance of getting the win was. And you did all you could for 20 minutes. Like I said, you did all you could, but I think Damien had already sort of put you under enough pressure throughout the season to make it nigh on impossible. But still, great racing, mate. Honestly, all season, great racing.
Yeah, thank you very much. I hope next seasons are gonna be equally good. Maybe.
Well, you've still got the Scirocco on Wednesday, and Tom's been bigging himself up for that one. So.
Yeah,
it's Belfast, right? So Belfast is always my breakthrough race, usually. actually, because in ACC recently I just died there. Yeah, but Paphos has a special place in my heart, so yeah, hopefully this will be a pretty good race.
Yeah, it should be fun across the top of the mountain in those cars.
Well, it will be an interesting. Can I also ask just one question? How was it to have Damien as a teammate?
Yeah, it was pretty great. We didn't actually chill pretty late. We didn't plan to race together, but Damian just looked into the bookings and saw that we have same livery and asked me if I want to race with him, and I agreed.
Can I jump in on that? Sorry if I'm jumping in on that a little bit. I was gonna say that he actually got a little bit tips from one person. Can you guess who?
Yeah. No idea.
Me, actually.
Yeah, we shared some knowledge between us, but it's not like it was magic set. I mean, it could be magic setup. I promised I will share my setups for this season after it concludes. So yeah, you can expect those.
Yeah.
But yeah, we worked together pretty much the whole season on the setups to find what works, what doesn't. We actually got some telemetry tools, so it was pretty try hard. And I guess those cars either feel they suits me really well, or just there was something in the setup that no one else except maybe Raut in the end figured out. So that was what that came from. But even then, I was able to push Damian a good couple of times, snatch some poles. So yeah, it's a pretty great season overall.
Yeah, fantastic. I had actually a question. How much time do we have left, Martin?
As much as you want, mate. We're not paying for it, so it's fine. You can crack on.
Yeah, I was on a question here. I can take it. Go, Martin. Keep going.
Was it how to come second in a championship, Tom, without giving up halfway through? Was that the question?
No. It was. I was something, but I was on something. But yeah, you can keep going. I have to wonder what.
You carry on then. So Radek, you've got your Siroccos on Wednesday, and you say the GT3s in ACC not suiting you at the moment.
I'm not sure actually. It's just the Porsche, or because it's common myth that I'm good at Porsches, which we saw recently that it's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
Actually, I had a pretty good race up until pit. I think that was just before pits. I can't remember what exactly happened. I know I got 2 drive-through penalties. But yeah, maybe I don't know if this was just one race where I had finally found some pace, because I didn't practice on it yet, and it's been really long time since I last raced there. So yeah, we'll see. I have this love and hate relationship with ACC. Sometimes I can feel the car really good and maybe some push a bit. But then second day it's just completely different, and yeah, we'll see.
Have you got your question yet, Tom?
I was on something about the championship, but yeah, it has been a very good season. So it was a good racing, but. Yeah, how was it to get pole? I mean,
yeah, we haven't really talked about that, have we? It was a fantastic pole lap, mate. I've got to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is. I was pretty confident about my pace, so yeah, it's great to get the pole. What can I say? But I know that. I don't think it's best today at the qualifying. I think that he was able to. He was able I think if he managed to get the perfect lap, his perfect lap, that's which he usually do, he would still be faster. But yeah, I managed to, I think, 3 poles, which is way above expectations once again. Yeah, because normally I know I'm just get at least in quality I don't have anything on Damian when it comes to this 1 lap's time. I can push him in races sometimes, but yeah, he's generally much faster than me.
I must admit, I was spying on you in practice, and I noticed that Dusan Magyar had some pace in practice, but that seemed to disappear in the race. But Tom brought up a good point and said maybe you were race practicing during the that practice period rather than actually quali pace. Was that more the point?
Yeah, I usually my runs on practices, especially earlier and then in the session, are just full fuel.
Right.
And I mean a fuel for the race. So yeah, I was always. This is something that always earlier in the season when I saw Tom and Magnus when he was still racing, they have always this closed the pace and was always stressful because I knew how much fuel I have and I have no idea how much fuel the others had, and yeah. So it was also always stressful. I think I saw something this question whether they are pushing us or not, which is a shame because it was always interesting with Tom and Magnus, on the grid.
Yeah, they were quick at the start of the season. Obviously, Magnus had his issues after race 2, but yeah, for the first 2 races they really pushed you hard. I remember that race at Spa, the 2 of them were chasing you down.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember that also me and Magnus does actually came along very good, and we do actually have team radio. I remember, yeah, it was I have to say, Radek, it was a little bit of a flashback now when you actually had the lead in the race, and then it was actually a little bit flashback back to Spa when you actually unluckily spun, and then me and Magnus got past.
Yeah, this is exactly something I thought of when I just got out there. That it's like the disclosure to the season.
Yeah, and I was also speaking about that's something I have spoken about the whole season, that that Damien probably had a little bit me in my mind now when he hears that I will commentate for this final race.
I didn't talk to him about it. Yeah, yeah, it was always this.
No, but it was very nice to see, and it was a nice ending. And I don't know if you have watched the battle between Damien and Ralph at the end.
Yeah, they were a bit too far, but I was looking at the HUD that saw that once it was first time Damien overtook him, and then he managed to retake the position on the last lap, because it was also stressful for me because I knew I had those 58 points, if I recall, above Ralph, and I can see those results are uploaded.
Yeah,
provisional at least. Yeah, it was pretty tense. I had no idea how much points there are for each position, so I did have no idea whether I will be able to hold the second position or Ralph just snatches it from me. Although I would say probably if it would happen, because I believe I hold it, I would say that it was well deserved, because that last round was just yeah.
I'm just looking. You had 558. Ralph had 500. So 58-point lead, and second place gets you. What does second place get?
Yeah, there are results. I have still 20. Well, my God, 26 points.
Sorry if I interrupt here. Pretty quick here. You should refresh the list. They have actually put up the provisional results now.
I wish it was that easy, Tom. Honestly, you sit there and chat away. I wish it was that easy just to bring the results up on screen. This isn't Sky Sports, you know.
No. You don't have to do it on the screen, probably. But if you can talk, if you don't get on screen, you can still get it on. You can
a bit more time, and we will have this.
No, yeah, no. I
Sky
was not
Sports gonna be saying on F1 coverage that we are not RR Leagues. We can do this.
That's it.
But I can still give an update though that yes, yeah, me as a commentator, I am putting a little bit. Max has got actually past me in the championship. Martin, you were wondering about that.
He did. I'm just trying to see if I can quickly hot code this in so we can quickly have a look at the series results.
Yeah. Yeah, very well deserved.
Just on the Sky Sports thing, obviously we're better looking as well than most of those. So.
Well, this is my first time commentating, so don't worry about that. I'm not even close to Sky Sports or even of the Swedish channels here. So.
Oh, come on.
No, you don't have to go into the. Yeah, if you have possibility, then yeah, okay, go on.
I thought we had it, and hang on a second.
But yeah, but rather, congratulations to a second place. I mean, it's one way. It's also you have done a very good season. Also, yeah, you have battling with Damien, and it has been terrific to watch. Not only from the commentators, also when I was part of the racing. You were very close with Damien, and yeah. So yeah, congratulations to you as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And Vivid Racing for the team championship.
Yeah, I think we actually missed with Damien when we secured this first place. It was like 2 months ago or something. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I hope we can finally get some battles in Sirocco because I don't believe we shared the same. I mean, but we didn't came close except maybe Watkins Glen. Yeah, it was crazy, guys.
We were battling there, so
yeah.
So yeah, just confirmation. Damien won by street 758 points. Radek, you're on 619. Ralph 593. And Max just picked Tom for 473 to 458. In fact, even Bergsma put you under pressure there at the end, Tom. 440 after his performance there. So
well deserved, and it was close.
But yeah, Radek and Vivid Racing. Radek second, Vivid Racing take the victory for the team championship. Obviously, that was already sorted. But Damien takes the win. Radek, we'll let you go, mate. Otherwise, this will turn into a podcast rather than a commentary. So, congratulations, mate. Well done on the series.
Thank you very much again. And thank you, Martin, for the commentating.
No problem at all, mate.
No problem. It's enjoying to just rewatch some races. Although I feel like all my best performances were some issues with YouTube, and I couldn't just rewatch this. I hope this time it will. I don't think that was pretty bad.
Don't worry, mate. That contract from Ferrari's in the post. Don't worry.
But yeah,
thanks again, mate.
Yeah, and good luck in the Sirocco. It will be a nice battle there as well.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thanks, Radek. Take care, mate, and well done today, and well done for the championship.
Yeah, thanks you very much again, and see you on track, and maybe here some time ago.
Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah, be good to see you, Radek, mate. Voice is always welcome.
Yeah, thanks. See ya.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
There goes Radek. So, Tom, that's it, mate. Thank you for staying with me there for the last race of the season. Enjoy it, your first commentary?
Yeah, I enjoy it. It's probably some stuff that I can probably improve. I mean, I felt like I was in one way a little bit, maybe too much. But for doing the first time, why not?
Yeah, exactly. I still think you're a better driver than a commentator, but that's because you're a very good driver, mate. So.
Well, I haven't commentated that much yet, but
well, there you go.
I mean,
trust me, I've driven a lot, and I'm still not as good as you, so that's fine. Right, okay, so we're going to leave it there. Next Wednesday coming rather, you'll see Tom in the Sirocco Cup, last round of that round Bathurst. My God, that's going to be hilarious to watch them pounding down the straight 6 wide. So join us for Wednesday at that one, and then next Sunday we've got the final of the GT3 series as well, so join us for that. But in the meantime, all I can say is thanks to Tom for joining me, and congratulations to Vivid Racing and Damien de Grasse for what has been a fantastic championship. 7 wins from 8, and the only one he didn't win was a disconnect. That is top quality and class. Well done, Damien de Grasse. Cheers, guys. See you soon.
Bye.